Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. Basketball Zero is starting to become a style checking simulator. And before somebody gets in the comments like, skill issue, or just learn how to counter it, what am I supposed to counter? Because at this point, the game isn't even about who has better fundamentals. It's becoming who has the most broken style. And I'm not saying the game can't have strong styles. Obviously, every game needs different abilities. That's literally what makes Basketball Zero fun. But there's a massive difference between having a strong ability and having a style that basically says, yeah, you're not allowed to play now. And that's where I think the devs are starting to mess up. The big difference. Let me compare Basketball Zero to something like Blue Lock Rivals. Now, I know some of y'all are probably gonna hate me for bringing up BLR. But hear me out. In Blue Lock Rivals, even if somebody has a really strong style, you can still do things outside of your abilities. You can dribble. You can use different techniques. You can outplay somebody. You can literally cook somebody without needing to press some crazy ability every 2 seconds. Hell, depending on the situation, you could even 1v5 a whole team if you're good enough. That's what I mean when I say the player still has control over the outcome. But Basketball Zero, bro, you get 3 dribbles. That's it. 3. And then you have your abilities. And not every style even gives you the same options. Some styles have variants. Some have better defensive tools. Some have better steals. Some have better movement. Some have abilities that completely change how you interact with the ball. So naturally, the stronger the styles become, the more the actual gameplay starts depending on what style you're using.
You thought you were
and that's
getting
the problem.
lucky.
Because if 2 players are equally skilled, but one player has the objectively better style, who do you think is winning? Exactly. The style should not play for you. This is probably my biggest problem with where BBZ is going. I don't mind styles being different. I don't mind styles being strong. I don't even mind having a meta. Every competitive game has a meta. That's normal. The problem is when the gap between styles becomes so massive that your individual skill starts becoming secondary. Because imagine this. 2 players have the exact same mechanical skill, same reaction time, same game sense, same understanding of the game. But one player has a style that can steal the ball from situations. The other player literally cannot counter. At that point, the style is doing part of the work for them. And that's not what you want in a competitive game. Your style should enhance your skill. It shouldn't replace it. Tatless V2 is crazy. And then we got these new Tatless V2 styles. Bro, what is this? Because some of these abilities aren't even just beating you anymore. They're taking the ball straight out of your hands. You could be dribbling. Everything looks fine. And then suddenly, boom, your ball is gone. And not only is your ball gone, you're getting flung. Like, bro, what did I even do? I didn't get outplayed. I got hit with a cutscene. That's what it feels like. And that's the difference between an ability being powerful and an ability being oppressive. A strong ability should reward somebody for using it at the right time. You should be able to bait it. You should be able to react. You should be able to make a better decision than the opponent. But when an ability just says, I have the better ability, therefore you lose possession, that's not really creating more skill expression. That's removing it. Crollo V2. And Crollo V2 is another perfect example. Because, bro, your last resort pass isn't even safe. You know that moment when you're completely boxed? You can't dribble out. You can't shoot. You can't move. So you're like, all right, let me at least pass the ball. And then Crollo V2 basically says, no. The moment you try to pass, snatch. Ball gone. Like, bro, what do you want me to do? Teleport? Because if the defense can completely shut down your dribble, and then also shut down your pass, what exactly is the offensive player supposed to do? At some point, there needs to be an actual interaction between the 2 players. Not, I have the better ability, therefore you lose possession. And then perfection. And then you got perfection doing similar stuff. It can take the ball too. So now we're getting multiple styles that have these possession-stealing mechanics. And I already know somebody is gonna say, just don't get close to them. Bro, it's basketball. I'm supposed to get close to people. I'm supposed to defend. I'm supposed to contest. I'm supposed to dribble around people. I'm supposed to pass. I'm supposed to interact with the other player. You can't just tell people, just avoid the person with the broken style. Because now you're literally changing how people have to play the game based on what style somebody equipped. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is why BLR feels different. And that's why I keep bringing up Blue Lock Rivals.
You thought you were getting
Not because
lucky.
I think BLR is perfect. That game has its own problems. But fundamentally, you have more ways to express yourself. You can dribble, you can chain plays together, you can use movement. You can actually create situations without constantly relying on your style. So when somebody destroys you in BLR, you can look back and say, damn, that dude was actually better. In BBZ, sometimes you just look at the screen like, bro, what was I supposed to do? And that's a horrible feeling for a competitive game. Because losing is fine. Getting cooked is fine. Getting embarrassed is fine. That's part of gaming. And the scary part is, this isn't even the end. Because if the devs keep making every new style stronger than the last, we're gonna get crazy power creep. Tatless V2 is already taking the ball out your hands and flinging you. Crawlo V2 can shut down your last resort pass. Perfection can take the ball too. So what's the next update gonna have? At some point, every new style is gonna need some ridiculous mechanic just to compete with the last one. And I'm not saying nerf every good style into the ground. I actually want strong styles, but there needs to be counterplay. If somebody steals the ball, I should be able to bait the steal. If somebody shuts down my pass, I should have another way to outplay them. That's what makes competitive games fun. You don't want ability equals guaranteed result. You want ability, reaction, counter, outplay. That's where the skill comes
thought
from.
You were getting lucky.
Because the real question isn't even whether these styles are OP. It's how much of BBZ should be determined by the style you're using. If two players are equally skilled, but one has a style with way better abilities and interactions, then who really won? The player or the style? And honestly, that's what makes this frustrating. Because I don't think BBZ needs more abilities right now. It needs better balance. Give us reasons to actually improve at the game, instead of just waiting for the next broken style to drop. Because if every new style gives you another way to completely bypass normal gameplay, eventually the actual basketball part becomes secondary, and that's when you know something went wrong. I want to win because I made the better play, not because I equipped the better ability. That's the difference. And that's why I think the devs need to be careful with where they're taking BBZ, because the game actually has potential. The gameplay can be fun, the animations are fire, the styles are creative. And when you actually have a close game where both players are making plays, that shit is fun. That's why I'm criticizing it. I don't want every update to become new style dropped and whoever has it wins. I want Basketball Zero to reward the player, not just the style. Because if we're already at the point where styles can rip the ball out your hands, fling you, shut down passes, and completely control possessions, I don't even want to know what V3 is going to look like. At this rate, bro, the basketball is going to start playing for us.